Welcome to DBL. Today is the last day for jury selection in Donald Trump's criminal trial. So here he is, take a look, walking into the New York courthouse this morning. For 4 days this week, Trump was required to sit quietly in this courtroom and listen to all the prospective jurors give their opinions about him without reacting. 7 men and 5 women have been sworn in, claiming their place in a very historic moment in America. Today, they are selecting the alternate jurors who will be on standby in case they need to fill in. Here's what Trump had to say about the trial this morning.
As you know, I've been saying for a long while, this is a rigged trial. They've taken away my constitutional rights to speak, and that includes speaking to you.
So for more on this, we are joined by veteran trial attorney and friend of the show, Mark Eiglarsh. Thank you for being here, as always.
My privilege.
Awesome.
Love you guys.
We love you too. Okay, let's get right to it, because Mark, we do know that the 12 jurors have been selected. What do you know about these jurors?
Well, they look more like a professional networking group than a jury. I've never seen so many professionals in one place. Talking about a sales professional, a software engineer, a few lawyers, a speech therapist, a teacher, an investment banker, a retired wealth manager. They should be passing around business. It's amazing. What it means is you got smarter potential jurors than your average jury. We'll say that. Who does it favor? Who knows?
Okay, so they might be more intellectual, but I was trying to put myself in one of the jurors' shoes this morning, and I, through proxy, got nervous. I was like, this is concerning, because this is probably the most politically charged trial we've ever seen. It's historic. In fact, according to Politico, a person set themselves on fire right in front of the courthouse earlier today. That's alarming, Mark. What type of protections do these jurors have, if any?
Listen, there are no guarantees. And you know there is a certain amount of people out there who believe that any verdict other than not guilty is, makes them an enemy of the state. I know when I make comments that are legally balanced, but somehow anti-Trump, that I get the death threats. So I can only imagine sitting on that jury. And the answer is they need to do the best that they can, but they are vulnerable, which is why I think these alternate jurors become critical, because they will likely wind up filling the place of some of the jurors who may, as time go on, say, you know what, I don't want any part of this.
Mark, I got a very important question. Who do you like tonight, the Bulls or the Heat?
Objection relevant.
True lawyer right there. True lawyer right there. Let's go Bulls. All right, let's get back to it. It seems like everyone has an opinion about Donald Trump, right? Whether you love him or you hate him, you have that opinion. How are they going to be able to find 12 unbiased people, even the backup jurors?
Yeah, they might not be able to, but legally they will, because each of them on the record has said, regardless of how we feel about Trump or regardless of how we feel about this case, we can set that aside and make our decisions solely based upon the evidence and the law provided. You know what I say to that? I don't want to say the actual word, or else your producer, Bert, will throw me off the air. I don't necessarily believe that that is accurate. I think they're not robotic. They're humans, and they all have feelings, including one female who was left on the jury who said Donald Trump is, quote, very selfish and self-serving. I don't appreciate and respect that from any public official. What? This juror was on the jury? Yeah, because the defense ran out of peremptory strikes, so they had to take her. Ay, ay, ay.
So how do you feel that this jury selection is comparing to, let's say, other less publicized and sensational trials?
It's very different. No one knows my clients when I go to court on a typical, let's say, Medicare fraud case. They don't know who that person is unless what we reveal to them. They come in and they all have an opinion about Donald Trump. They don't tell me they don't. They do. And the question is whether they're going to be honest about that. And there's something called stealth jurors. You have to be very concerned about that. People who say they could be fair, they could set aside their feelings, but they really have an agenda. They keep those feelings to themselves. That is alive and well, and it could be hazardous to both sides in this case.
Well, you know, first of all, good to see you. That face just makes me happy,
always.
especially on a Friday, brother.
Okay.
That wasn't you, by the way, who set himself on fire. That was not you. I just want to make sure that's clear.
I'm here with the fam here, holding it down. I wanted to ask you, because you were talking about alternate jurors. They just finished electing the alternate jurors for the trial. First of all, how important is this? And I was curious, what's the normal number of alternates? Do you have a complete replacement, or do you have 2 or 3?
Well, I like the number 6 that he selected. You need more than the average trial because, again, I think you're going to have jurors who, from the main 12, are going to say, I'm out. Or you're going to have the public now trying to analyze every move they've ever made in their lifetime. And any person who has anything that they didn't reveal could potentially serve as basis for removal. So you may find that going down the road, or they engage in some behavior, they meet with somebody, they're under a microscope. So those alternates become critical.
I don't know, Mark. I feel like 6 is good, but I feel like they need another full 12 because of exactly what you're saying, because of how many will drop out. But I wanted to ask you this. We keep seeing Trump speaking outside the courthouse in that little gated area, right? Before and after trial each day. Is this advisable? I mean, or is it helpful for him? And also, is this interrupting or in some way towing the line of a gag order? Is he playing the fire? You know, because
so
he's the one to make him.
So if this was my client and it wasn't Trump, you know, 99.9% of the time, I tell my clients, you don't say a damn word. You keep your mouth shut. What are you, nuts? You want me to be your lawyer? You're not going to be talking to the press like that. You may say something inadvertently that could be used against you. No, but this is Trump. The rules don't apply. And also, in his defense, he is campaigning. So he's got the court of public opinion that he's got to deal with. Honestly, I don't like it if I'm defending him, but I also don't think that anything he's going to say is somehow going to tip the scales in favor of the prosecution. Plus, most likely, he's going to be fighting to get on that witness stand, and anything he says to the public that he somehow, you know, it could be perceived as a gotcha moment, he'll be able to explain away.
Mark, we appreciate you always providing clarity. Thank you for your expertise. Great to see you. For more information on Mark and his law firm, go to speaktomark.com. Thank you, Mark.